So let's wait for the recording to start. Okay, all right. So we are going to discuss today more about your first assessment. Okay, more about your first assessment. Have you completed your self-access activity?
Haven't yet.
Okay, never mind. You still have until this Friday to complete the task, okay, on your first self-access activity. Okay, so and you can redo it as many times as possible or as you want until you are satisfied with the marks that you have gotten. Okay, right. So I'm going to share my screen now. Okay, please pay close attention to what am I sharing now. This is going to be for your first assessment, which is going to be the most important thing that we are paying attention at this moment. Okay, all right. We are now in week 4. Okay, and in week 4, we are supposed to look at the presentation outline. Okay, and for this meeting, we are going to look at the research content, and you are going to get the approval for the draft that you have prepared. Okay, hopefully you have submitted the draft in our Google Classroom. I'm going to show it to you afterwards, and then we are going to look at the draft, and maybe some comment or feedback will be given as well. Okay, last week I have asked you to read the slides on process explanation, okay, and then to watch the video on informational and directional approach when it comes to process explanation. So I have shared the link to the YouTube video, the one that I have created earlier. So I hope that you have watched it, and then you know what is it about, and we are going to discuss about it not today, and today and also next week we're going to concentrate only on your first assessment, assessment 1A and assessment 1B. Okay, right. If you go to Kalam, okay, if you go to Kalam, right, and then you go to week number 3. Week number 3 here, right? You scroll down a bit, and then you can see the uploaded version of the assessment. Okay, assessment 1A, infographic, and assessment 1B, digital technical oral presentation. Okay, we are going to discuss about it one by one. Right, let's have a look at assessment 1A here. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Guys, why do you sound so serious? Is it because like 4 o'clock class? Or you are too tired? Class, are you okay?
Okay, okay.
Yes, okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
You sound so serious, okay? Right. Okay, so this is for assessment 1A. Okay, and then the learning outcomes for this assessment are, okay, to demonstrate presentation skills using appropriate delivery strategies. Okay, so this is for CO2, right? And this is going to be for your assessment 1B, digital technical oral presentation, right? And then for CO3, transfer salient information from technical reading materials and documents into appropriate format. Okay, and just allow your friends to join in. All right. Okay. Okay. So this is for assessment 1A, whereby you are required to design an infographic of the product that you have chosen. Okay, of the product that you have chosen. All right. And then for CO4, apply appropriate and accurate language in written and or spoken discourse. Okay, this is for assessment 1A and also for assessment 1B, whereby you must be able to use the sources of description, and then you must be able to describe about the product in detail or specifically. Okay, all right. Let's have a look at the instructions given here. The assessment is divided into 2 parts. Assessment 1A, infographic, 10%, and assessment 1B, digital technical oral presentation, 20%. You have to read both sections for assessment 1A and assessment 1B carefully in their entirety, because assessment 1A and assessment 1B are interrelated. Okay, the one that you have prepared for infographic, you are going to use it for the digital technical oral presentation. Okay, right. Number 2, for this assessment, you are required to deliver a technical oral presentation describing a latest existing product. Okay, for example, or initially the product release date must be less than a year or 12 months. Okay, that is the reason why some of you, when you asked me regarding the product personally, okay, you texted me personally, and then I responded by asking you whether it is a recent product or not. Have you checked the release date? Okay, and then try to find something that is not too common. Okay, refer back to the list of the banned products. All right, let's say you choose a bicycle, that is too common. But somehow your bicycle, okay, the one that you are going to showcase, it has been constructed, okay, it has been developed using recycled materials. Therefore, it can be considered as something new, right? And then for the presentation, you are going to assume that you are representing a company and you are going to present it in the Industry Expo Visual Exhibition, which will be held from 7 until 9 of April 2021, and then which is in week 6. Okay, and since that you are not in the campus, and therefore the assessment will be pre-recorded. So you are going to record the assessment 1B first, okay, you and your team members, or you and your partner, and then from there you're going to merge all the video together, and then you're going to upload it to a platform. Okay, I'm going to explain about it afterwards. Right. Number 3, the product is to be presented to suit both technical and non-technical audiences. Okay, so please remember, when you're going to describe and present about the product, make sure that the presentation suits or can cater both audiences. Those with the background or technical background, those with the technical background knowledge about the product, and also for those without the technical background knowledge of the product. Okay, so please remember that your presentation should be like that. Okay, it is not only meant for certain people, it suits for everyone. Okay, let's go into the guidelines in detail. Okay, for assessment 1A, infographic with a partner or in a group of 3, okay, depending on the number of students in your class. So let me have a look at the name list now. We have group 1, group 2, number 3 is a pair, number 4 is a pair, group 5 is a group 6, group 7, and then number 8 is going to be a pair, number 9 is a group, and number 10 is a group. Okay, so all together they are supposed to be 28 of you. If you are not yet in any of the group, okay, please offer yourself to join the group, and we are going to start working starting from today. Okay, all right, so let's have a look at the guidelines here. Number 1, research the product thoroughly. Okay, what does it mean here? Okay, remember that the draft that I have sent to you, okay, I have shared to you in the WhatsApp group. You have to use the tablet, and then you have to fill in the information with the detailed version of the product that you are going to present. For example, the name of the product and the model number. Okay, and who is the manufacturer of the product. Okay, why? Because it's going to be easier for me and also for you to find the information regarding the product. Okay, let's say if it is just a bicycle, then it is too general. But if you are referring to a specific bicycle, the model number is like this, the model name is like this, therefore it is more detailed. Okay, so please research the product thoroughly and make sure you can find information about the product, and please make sure that the product has already been in the market, not a prototype. Okay, right, and that is also the reason why when some of you suggested about the product, you texted me personally, I asked you whether it is already in the market or whether it is a prototype. If it is a prototype, then it is not suitable. Okay, right. For a group or pair, number 2, identify the technical description of the unique parts. Okay, how each of the chosen unique part works and how to use the product. Okay, let me check. Yes, right, it is recorded now. Okay, so please make sure for a group, okay, or a pair, you need to be able to identify at least 6 main parts for a group or 4 main parts or subparts for a pair. Okay, so that one is going to be technical description of the unique parts, and you must be able to find all the description, all of the explanation regarding that particular unique parts. Okay, then you must also be able to find the information on how each of the chosen unique part works. For example, the handle. Okay, how does it work? It is used to hold the whole body together, and it will be easier for you to carry the product from one point to another point, for example. Okay, and lastly, you need to be able to find the information on how to use the product. Okay, for example, first you need to pull the cord, and then you need to plug in the plug, okay, to the wall plug, for example, wall socket, and then you need to press the switch on or off button. Okay, and then from there you can start using the vacuum, for example. All right, so that is for number 2. Okay, number 3, consult your instructor for approval of your product by week 4, the first meeting. So this is week 4. This is the first meeting. Okay, we are going to have a look at the product that you have suggested earlier. Okay, and as I can see in the WhatsApp group, okay, there are many interesting products that you have suggested. Some of it has been chosen by other group. Some of it something that is very new. Okay, right. Number 4, each group or pair must prepare a one-page infographic poster. Okay, this is assessment 1A as the visual aid. Okay, and for a group, the number of words that you can have in the infographic poster should be within 300 to 450 words. Maximum 450 words. Okay, for pair work, it should be within 200 to 350 words. Okay, maximum. Okay, and then the infographic poster is going to be in the form or in the size of A3, which is suitable for a visual product exhibition. Okay, and if you notice here in the weekly planner, next week I'm going to teach you on how to use Canva.com to prepare or to design your infographic. Okay, so next week we're going to learn on how to use Canva, and then in the second meeting next week, you can focus on finishing your infographic. So the same goes this week, week 4. In the second meeting, you can you can complete your presentation outline, the one that you're going to use for your infographic and also for your technical oral presentation. Okay. Right. Number 5, upload the final description draft of your infographic into Turnitin Plagiarism Checker. Ensure that you have a minimum of 3 references in APA 7th edition. Okay, right, this final description draft here, meaning that you're going to write it into detail, but not the infographic yet. Okay, you can put it in Microsoft Word, okay, and then you can save it in PDF form, right? My suggestion for this part is since that there are 10 groups and pair all together, okay, all of you in this section, 12P, all right? So one of you is going to be the class representative. He or she will be collecting all of the final description draft of the infographic, okay, collect all 10 of it, and then email it to me, okay? So I will be uploading all of the final description draft into Turnitin platform using my own account, okay, and then I'm going to generate the similarity index report. Okay, what does it mean by similarity index report? Because we want to avoid plagiarism, okay, and since that you're going to research about the product from the internet, okay, of course you're going to take the information from the internet, and to avoid plagiarism, you have to be able to paraphrase, to summarize, or to synthesize the information that you have taken from the internet. Okay. If you still remember UHL2422, English for Academic Communication, whereby you learn about these 3 things: paraphrasing, summarizing, and synthesizing. I will share the link to the video on how to paraphrase, on how to summarize, and on how to synthesize the information for all of you in the WhatsApp group, and you can watch it again in case you forgot on how to do it. Okay, that is going to be number 5. And also, if you notice that in number 5, you need to include at least 3 references written according to APA 7th edition format. APA stands for American Psychological Association. Okay, and if you forgot on how to do it, okay, I will also share a video on how you can write it. Okay, so this one you have learned actually in UHL2412 English for Academic Communication. Okay, right, number 6, plagiarism of any form will not be tolerated. Okay, 0 mark will be given for the description that contains more than 10% of plagiarism, okay, using Turnitin. So remember, you are going to compile, all right, put all of the final description draft of the infographic together, and then your class rep will be emailing it to me, okay, and then I will upload it to Turnitin, and then I will click the generate the similarity index report. Once it is generated, it will show how many percent of the content are yours and how many percent of the contents are taken from other sources. Okay, so let's say if your similarity index report showed that you got more than 10% of plagiarism, I will ask that respective group, okay, that specific group, to redo it again. Okay, I will give you a few days, for example, right? If after a few days you have not submitted me the updated or the edited version, therefore you will get 0 for infographic. Okay, because why? You need to make sure that your infographic, the information that you're going to put in the infographic regarding the product is going to be the center there, and then you're going to have like smaller branches whereby you're going to explain more about each of the main parts or subparts. Okay, and if you just copy and paste it from the internet, for sure the information will be more than, or the similarity index report will be more than 10%. Okay, and that is the reason why you need to paraphrase, summarize, or synthesize the information that you have taken from the internet. Okay, and then lastly, for number 6, you need to insert the received Turnitin result at the bottom of the infographic. So the report with the percentage, I will share with you in our WhatsApp group, and then you can check on it. Okay, if you got 10% and lower than that, shouldn't be a problem. But if you get more than 10%, then it is a problem for you. Okay, so you are given a chance to redo it. Okay, number 7, submit the soft copy of your infographic as well as the Turnitin similarity report in PDF form to the agreed platform earliest on 7 April and latest by 9 April 2021 in the format below. Okay, so week 6, right, until 9 of April, 11:59 p.m., you have to submit your infographic, number 1, and then at the same time, you need to also submit your Turnitin similarity report. Okay, and how to name your file? You're going to put it like this: section number, underscore infographic, underscore your group number, then followed by the leader name. Okay, choose one among you, okay, to be the group leader or the leader of the partner or the pair, and then the metric ID underscore product name. So the same goes for Turnitin similarity report. So where to submit it? Simple, in our Google Classroom. Okay, if you scroll down until week 6, all right, week 6 here, you can see assessment 1A and assessment 1B here. Right, week 6, assessment 1A and assessment 1B. So each group or each pair, you just need to submit one infographic and one similarity index report taken from Turnitin. Okay, to number or to week 6 assessment 1A or and 1B subtopic that I have created earlier for all of you. Okay, so you just need to submit that. Right, one submission per group and one submission per pair. Okay, so if it is a pair work, both of you, only one submission. Do you understand, class?
Sir, I don't
Yes.
understand what you mean by the pair work.
Pair work.
Yeah.
Okay. For example, pair number 8, Lim Shi Ru and Chua Hock Hua. Only 2 of them. That is a pair work. A group work will consist of 3, maximum 3. So that is a group work, Kishan.
Okay, got it, sir, got it. Okay.
All right. Okay. All right. Any other questions so far?
Sir,
Yeah.
for the infographic, is whole part or part by part?
Okay. For infographic, okay, let's say if you're working in a group, three of you are going to design one infographic. Okay, so let's say the product that you have chosen is the electric grass trimmer, for example. So that product, the picture will be in the middle of the infographic, and then you're going to draw some arrows, okay, and then you're going to highlight on each of the main parts or the subparts that you are going to present. And you are going to put the description for each of the main parts and the subparts. I will share with you afterwards, okay, not today, but in our WhatsApp group, some example of the infographic that your senior have prepared earlier, okay? So I hope by that you can have a clearer picture on how to do it. Right, okay? And this is how you are supposed to do it. Right, this is for infographic guideline. Okay, this is how you are going to this is how you're going to arrange your infographic. Okay, you need to have the header, okay, consisting of the company logo and the product name, the brand and the model. Okay, let's say if you have chosen the product taken from Bosch or Black & Decker, so you can just use the image or the logo taken from the internet. Okay, but the one that you are going to submit for Turnitin purpose, okay, do not include that particular information like the logo, okay, because why? I am afraid if you're going to put the name and also the logo and such, right, the similarity index report will be higher than 10%, okay, and then you need to put the definition, the product overview, unit parts, and how to use the product, and then lastly, for the footer, so at the bottom of the page, you need to include at least 3 references written according to APA 7th edition, okay, American Psychological Association, at least 3. If you have more than 3, shouldn't be a problem, okay. Then you put company contact details, which are the email, okay. So if you're asking me, sir, can we just create any email? Yes. Okay, put a dummy email name. All right, for example, shafirul@blackanddecker.com, for instance, okay, you can put it there. The company website, you can just put the URL, Uniform Resource Locator, or the www.blackdecker.com, for example. And then the phone number, you can also just create it, okay, up to you, all right, 0379871234, for example, okay, no problem, right? And then if you remember, earlier I mentioned that in the infographic, you need to put the Turnitin similarity percentage. Okay, so if you got 10%, put it 10%. If you got 9, 7, okay, or maybe 5, you just put it 5% there. Okay, and this is how you are supposed to organize your infographic. Of course, an infographic, because we have the word graphic there, you need to have the image or the picture of the product. Okay, and then if you scroll down more for this handout, you can get this in column. Okay, you're going to look at the marking scheme for the assessment, and you will know how we award marks for each of the submission. Okay, this is for assessment 1A. Any question, class?
No question.
No question? Okay, great. So now we can move to assessment 1B. Okay, this is a bit complicated, but not really complicated actually. Okay, for assessment 1B, right, the learning outcomes are the same. The instructions are also the same. Let's have a look at the guidelines here. Okay, for assessment 1B, digital technical oral presentation. So your technical oral presentation will be in digital format, recorded video presentation. Okay, let's say you are working in a group of 3. Okay, it's a group, right? Maximum 3. Okay, so you are required to describe about the product, and you need to find at least 6 main parts or subparts of the product. at least 6 because there are 3 of you. So each presenter will be presenting 2 main parts or subparts of the product. Presenter number 1, main part number 1, main part number 2. Presenter number 2, main part number 3, main part number 4. Okay, presenter number 3, main part number 5, and main part number 6, for example. If you are doing it in pairs, okay, you need to find at least or maximum 4 main parts or subparts. So presenter 1, main part 1 and 2, presenter 2, main part 3 and 4. Okay, right, and you are required to submit the digital technical oral presentation in week 6, okay, which is on Friday. As in assessment 1A, you will be working with the same group members or partner, right? That is the reason why you need to read the instructions carefully for assessment 1A and assessment 1B, because both of it are interrelated. Okay, number 2, group of 3 has 9 minutes to present, while pair will have 6 minutes to present. Presenters will only be assessed within the allocated time limit, so do not go beyond the time limit. Okay, so each group you are given 9 minutes for a group, and each pair you are given 6 minutes to present. So each group, since that there are 3 of you, individually for each of the presenter, you are given 3 minutes to record yourself giving the presentation about the 2 main parts or subparts that you have assigned to, that you have been assigned to. Okay, so let's say I am part of the team, right? I am going to describe about the handle and the body of the product. So, right, I have 3 minutes to make sure that I am able to describe about these 2 main parts, the handle and the body of the product. Okay, so please remember that your time allocation is only 3 minutes for each of the presenter. Okay, and then if it is a group work, you have 9 minutes in total. If it is a pair work, you have 6 minutes in total. Okay, so you are going to record yourself individually. Okay, and then after that, you're going to merge all of the 3 or the 2 videos together. Okay, 3 for group work, 2 videos for the pair work. Compile or merge all of the videos together. Make sure that it is not more than 9 minutes, and then you are going to upload it to YouTube. Okay, and then you are going to publish it in 2 forms. Okay, you can choose either or, either to put it in public or either to publish it in unlisted mode. Okay, not private, because for private, okay, we cannot access your video. We cannot watch your video, and I have to request for the access for me to be able to watch the video. So when you recorded the video and when you are going to upload it to YouTube, when you are going to publish it, choose either to publish it in public mode or in an unlisted mode. Okay. Number 3 here, as you are supposedly representing your organization or company in this digital technical oral presentation, you must portray a very high standard of professionalism, which include but not limited to, okay, A, making professional appearance in the video presentation suitable for the context of the presentation, your professional attire, your hairstyle, your makeup, etc. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and ladies, please wear proper attire. Okay, at least a collared shirt. Okay, collared shirt, a necktie. Okay, if you have a suit or a blazer, then you can use it as well. Okay, no round neck t-shirt, no faculty jacket. Okay, no collared t-shirt, no. Okay, so please be professional. If you are going to come to a class physically and you are required to do a presentation, of course you are going to wear a proper attire as well. So please do so, even though that this is a recorded version. Okay, B, positioning yourself, preferably half of the video frame, side by side with your infographic, and making sure your audience will be able to see your upper torso and hand motions while you are presenting. Refer to examples below. Okay, so upper torso meaning that from your tummy, your stomach, up until your head. Okay, from your tummy, okay, up until your head. Right. So how to present? Okay, this is going to be the suggested version. Okay, number one, well balanced and good use of infographic as visual aid. So the screen, you divide it into two, right? Your image, your video will appear on one part of the screen, while the infographic will be on the other part of the screen. For each of the presenter, when it comes to infographic, okay, you can show the full infographic in general, and then when you are going to describe about each of the main parts or the subparts in detail, you're going to focus only on that particular parts or subparts. Do you understand? Class, do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right? Okay. So avoid this kind of presentation. No visual aid used in the presentation. It is only you in the video. So that is not good. So please refer to number one. Okay, number three here, size of presenter is too small in the video frame. For example, right, you record yourself giving a presentation using Google Meet. So your image will only appear in a small place at the end of the screen. So that is not good as well. Or you present without you in the video and you only have the infographic or the slide. So that is also not good, and please do not do voice over. Okay, it is not accepted. We are not looking for that. So the best way is for you to appear on the half part of the screen, while the other part of the screen, the other half of the screen, you have the infographic. Okay? Right. C, ensure that audio quality is loud and clear before video submission. Also try to minimize distractions and background noise. Okay. For information, like in my case now, I am using this microphone. Okay. So you can also use headphone, okay, or wireless earphone to present so that we can listen carefully to your voice. Do not whisper, please. Do not whisper, okay? So please avoid whispering, okay? And then I know that you are going to do the recording in your house, in your home, right? And then there will be distractions, maybe, and background noise. If possible, try to get yourself away from that kind of thing, okay? And then as you can see, the background here, D, ensure your video background looks as professional as possible. Avoid cluttered or distracting background, okay? Do not record yourself, right, by the roadside. I'm afraid that I'm going to pay more attention on the traffic rather than watching about you, okay? So please find a very good background. You can find a nice white wall as your background. Okay, and then number four, each group or pair must prepare an infographic poster as the visual aid in your video presentation. Okay, so this is the presentation guideline. Okay, let's say group of 3, 9 minutes. Okay, for the introduction, any one of you can do it, or all 3 of you are going to do the introduction. So you just cut here and there. Okay, presenter 1 talk a bit about this. Presenter 2 talk a bit about the purpose of the presentation, and then presenter number 3 provide the company profile and such. Okay, and then presenter number 1, okay, you're going to introduce and give a preview of the own parts. Okay, so hi everyone, my name is Muhammad Syafiqul Zaman. My ID number is AA123456. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to talk about these 2 important parts of the product. Okay, what is the product? All right. So the 2 main parts are the handle and the body, for example. Okay, and then you're going to describe about it in detail in the body. And when it comes to the conclusion, for your own conclusion, okay, you summarize your presentation, and then you end your presentation, and you have a transition, meaning that you pass or you hand over the presentation to the next presenter. Okay, so that's all. For example, that's all from my own point of view. Okay, from my own presentation. For further information regarding the next main parts and subparts, I would like to hand over this presentation to my to my friend. Okay, for example, that is how you put the transition in between each of the presenter. Okay, so the same goes to presenter number 2 and presenter number 3. And lastly, for the conclusion, any one of you can do it, or 3 of you are going to do it. Okay, so in the conclusion, you just need to state how to use the product, the summary of the presentation, the benefits of the product, the limitations. For example, the product works only through electricity, meaning that if there is no electricity, you cannot use the product, for instance. Okay, and then you add the product. All right. So number 6, upload the digital technical oral presentation video to the agreed platform earliest on 7 April and latest by 9 April. So I choose to be like the end of the week, which is on the 9th of April. Okay, and how are you supposed to name your file? Okay, you put the section number 12P underscore your group number 1, 2, or 3. Okay, the name of the group leader and the metric ID and the product name. So the same like this one for assessment 1A. Okay, the submission should be like this. Okay, for assessment 1B, if you scroll down more, then you can have a look at the scoring sheet. All right, the scoring sheet, and then the assessment rubrics will also be here. So you can have a look at how we give you the marks. We are not simply like putting the marks just like that because you can speak better, then I give you full marks. No, we have to follow these rubrics. Okay, so that is for assessment 1B. Any question, everyone? Question, please.
Sir, actually, I have a question about technical audience.
Okay.
Can you give some example of technical audience
And what
and how we need?
technical audience?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
And how? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Continue. Sorry.
Sir, and how we okay. The sound is how to define the technical audience based on our product.
Okay, right. So let's say your background is computer programming. Okay, so you know about all of the programming language. Okay, so if your audiences have a background or technical background knowledge about programming and they know about Java++ or C++ or Python or any other programming language. Okay, when you use that kind of terminologies, the terms, okay, therefore it can be considered as you are giving presentation to the technical audiences, meaning that those with the background knowledge. But let's say if you're talking about this programming software, okay, and then this is a coding apps, for example, for kids, okay, right? So when you are going to describe about the coding apps to the kids, those with zero knowledge about programming, those who are still in the process of learning about the programming part or the coding part, therefore you are going to use the simplest word without using the technical terminologies, and they can understand what you are trying to tell them. For example, okay, so this coding apps is very easy. We just need to go to the marketplace, Android marketplace, or you can go to the Apple Store, right, to download the apps. Okay, then when you go to the apps, okay, you need to sign in. How to sign in? You can use your email address. Okay, instead of straight away, this is the thing that you have to do. Use Java, use C++, that kind of language. No. Okay, so the differences is that you are going to use the simplest way in presenting about the product. Okay, so let's say if I'm going to talk about the product in detail, right? Let's say it has a very good motto. Okay, so the product is being run by a motto. So maybe you can explain whether it is an AC, alternate circuit, or direct circuit motor. Why direct circuit is better compared to alternate circuit? For example, it can save the energy. Okay, so you describe in the simplest form as possible. Do I answer your question? Hopefully.
Yes.
All right. How about the others? You have any?
Sir,
Yes.
sir, I have a question regarding to our presentation time limit.
Mm.
Okay. So for the pair group, we only have 6 minutes to present. Uh, is that the 6 minute? No. Do we need to include our title introduction?
Yes, you must. Okay, because if you refer back to the presentation outline here, okay, assessment 1B, all right, in pair, you still have to do the same, except that for pair, you just focus only on 4 main parts or subparts, only 4.
Oh,
Therefore, it is only 6 minutes compared to a group.
so every group also must have an intro and their part or part and then the conclusion.
Yes, you must have. Okay, as you can
Okay.
see over here, all right, for let's say pair work, okay, all right, you have done the whole introduction, then you move into your own introduction, okay, in your introduction, right, maybe you can ask, hi, have you used this product before? So you have the picture of the product, okay, do you know how to use it and how many parts are there in this product? So today I'm going to share with you 2 main parts of the product that maybe you have not known before. Okay, so the main parts are the body and the handle, for example. That is the introduction. Then you move to the body of your presentation, the unit part 1, which is the body of the product, and then unit part 2, the handle of the product, for example.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you, sir.
Okay. So you just follow the sequence here. It will be very helpful for all of you. Okay. Any other question? Question, class? Nope. Okay. All right. If you go to column as well, okay, if you scroll down a bit, you can see presentation outline for a group and presentation outline for a pair. Okay. So for a group, it's going to be like this. All right. The differences, the major difference will be only on the number of main parts or subparts. That's it. Okay, so this is actually will be a good template when you are going to design your infographic and also your digital technical oral presentation. Okay, why? Because for example here, okay, in name of unit part 1, okay, let's say unit part 1, then you can put the picture of that particular part. And then you can merge all of the parts together in the infographic. Okay, and when you are going to deliver a presentation according to the main parts or the subparts that you are assigned to, you discuss among you what are the main parts that you're going to do, okay, or to present, and then this is going to be a proper point of reference for you when you are going to describe. Remember that you only have 3 minutes for each of the presenter. Okay, so you can use this presentation outline. You don't have to submit this. This is only for your own purpose. Okay, but okay, let's say you have completed it within this week, for example, and then sir, can you please check whether we got it correct or not? Then you can share with me in our WhatsApp. Okay, I mean that you can send the WhatsApp personally to me, and then I'm going to go through it. Then I will give my comment or feedback. Okay. So you can use, if it is a group work, you can use the group presentation outline. If it is a pair presentation, it's going to be the presentation outline for the pair. Okay, it is in column, so under these 2 parts. Okay, all right. Next, let's have a look at some of the submission that you have done. Okay, only 5 out of 10 groups that we have all together for this section. Okay, let's have a look. So Amirul Haziq and the group members. Okay. So product name is PlayStation 5, PS5. Right. Though that this is something common actually because PlayStation, but of course there are some improvements being made to the recent PlayStation. You have two versions. Let's say one is the console, the one using the CD to play the game, okay, the conventional version, and you also have the digital edition whereby you can just play online. Okay, you subscribe and you play online. Okay, and then do not forget to find the release date. Okay, right. For the company name and background here, you can summarize it. Okay, I will share the video on how to do summarizing, paraphrasing, and synthesizing. Here's some of the problems that the product can overcome. Main part, okay, huge fan. Sub part is the camera, okay. So basically, this group, okay, you have done your research. I know that you all have taken the information from the internet, but please paraphrase or summarize the information afterwards, okay, before you submit it for the infographic purpose, okay. Only the draft without the pictures, you're going to submit it maybe in one page, and then we'll see the similarity index report from there, okay. Next, group 8, Lim Shiru. Okay, this is a pair work actually. Brother Luminaire to Innov. Okay, what is it about? Maybe you can put a picture of it. Okay, the background is too long, make it shorter, summarize it. The problem as well, put it into numbers instead of like a paragraph like this. Okay, so since that this is a pair work, right? Chua Ho Kwa and Lim Shiru pair work. So main parts, top cover, needle and pressure, electronic output, and operation or input buttons, okay, 4 of it. And then bobbin winder, camera projector, LCD screen, and dual purpose stylus. Okay, oh, so this is a sewing machine. Okay, this is new. Alright, something new. Alright, so proceed with this product as well. Good. Sometime to be downloaded. Okay, this is group 9. Oh, you are using the presentation outline. Okay, so for the draft, it actually should be like the one presented by your friends before. Should be very short. Okay, so this presentation outline is only for your guidance. Okay, for your guidelines when you are preparing for your infographic and also for your digital technical oral presentation. So our wheelchair. Okay, this is new. Can you please state the date of release? Arya Masala and the team, when was the release date of this product?
The release date was last year, April. April 2020.
Okay, April 2020. All right. So this one is accepted. Okay, but please put the pictures or the images for each of the main parts here. Okay, for example, the wheels. Okay, take the image of the original wheels. I mean the wheels taken from the wheelchair itself. Okay, just put it here so that it will be easier for you to refer to when you are going to do the presentation. Okay, right. How about this group? Z1. Okay, also you're using the full version of it, right? The presentation outline stuff. Okay, for your information, today how to say, we put these smart TV in the list of the banned products. So you will be the last group this semester that is allowed to do the presentation about this smart TV. Next semester, no more. Okay, all right. So lucky you. So QLED, okay, 4K smart TV. Now they even have the 8K. Okay, the launch date was in 2021. Be specific. When was the launch date? Kirk Ziyuan and Sun Yingjian. When was the launch date of this product?
In February 2021.
Okay, February 2021. please state the date there. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay, good. Right, and then the last group here, UH2422. All right, this is the last group. Zamate automatic quick patch feeder, July 23rd, 2020. Okay, there are 6 main parts. This is automatic, right? UH2422.
Yes, sir. This is automatic.
Okay, all right. So that's why this is something like new. The release date was July 23rd. Okay, all right. Accepted. Okay, proceed. All right. So I have received only 5 drafts so far, but never mind. Okay. I hope that you know what you are supposed to do now, and you are on the correct or the right track on completing for your first assessment. Okay. But let's say if you have prepared your presentation outline and then you wanted me to check whether you are getting it correct or not, then feel free to WhatsApp me personally and attach the presentation outline, and I will give my comment or feedback regarding it. Okay, class?
Okay, sir.
All right. Any question before we end our session for today?
Sir, for the one who haven't submit yet the proposal, if we submit already, means later if we submit already, when sir can approve our title?
Again, can you please repeat the question?
Okay. For the one who haven't submit the proposal yet, and later if we submit it in the Google Classroom, then when can you approve our title?
Okay, right. Those who have not submitted yet, my advice, send it to me personally. I mean, like you WhatsApp me personally and attach the draft or the proposal. Then I will have a look at it, and then if it is accepted, or maybe I have like questions regarding it, then I will ask you. If I don't have any other question, then you can proceed. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, personally expected.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Right? Okay, you're welcome. The others, is it okay? Yes.
For the self-assess activity one, we need to submit the Word document, right?
Okay, yeah.
Then the marks part we need to fill by ourselves or just leave it blank.
Okay, you just put the marks that you have gotten, and of course, I can double check with the Google form that I have shared with you earlier on the submission part. Okay, so let's say you got 80 out of 100, for example. So you just write it there, 80 out of 100, or how many correct answers out of total number of questions. Let's say there are 40 questions. Okay, you got 38 out of 40, for example. You just put it on the cover page of the assessment that I've shared with you, and then you submit it in our Google Classroom under, wait, let me check. Week 4 self-access activity, okay? And then you find, you look for week 4, and then under week 4 you have the self-access activity 1, and then you click and submit the, the assessment there. Okay? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Right. So the others, did you have any question?
No, sir.
Okay. Right. So if you don't have a question, maybe for now, for the time being, you can discuss with the team members. You still have an hour to go, and then for the second meeting, you can finalize your presentation outline. If I have approved your product, if it is not approved yet, okay, hopefully by tomorrow you can WhatsApp me about the product that you're suggesting to present, and then I'll have a look at it, and then I give my comment there, then hopefully, okay. And if you have any other question, you can also ask me in the WhatsApp group, so that the others who might be having the same problem, once I give one, then the others can know what are they supposed to do. Okay. So for today, thank you very much for joining me in the session. Again, please do not hesitate to contact me or to WhatsApp me if you have any problem regarding the assessment, okay, or the work. And stay safe, everyone. It's really hot outside there. It's scorching hot. All right. So that's all from me. You are free to leave the session now. Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys again.